Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the post-game report. Now, folks, I do want to give you some breaking news that we just recently got. Um, After tonight's game, Craig Berube got fired, and I don't think it's his fault why the Blues are not doing good. And there's a lot of people who want Armstrong fired. The GM, Doug Armstrong, they're basically asking for his head. So I don't know what to say, folks. So if any one of the Blues organization sees this video, there are people in St. Louis, in the St. Louis region, are asking for Doug Armstrong to be fired. Basically, they're asking for his head. And it's not good at all. All right, we had 10 games on the dock tonight. They're all completed. So remember, folks, if you haven't come across this video and happen to like it, give me that thumbs up doodle. It's very important. And if you haven't subscribed yet, folks, please hit that subscribe icon. It's very important. Not better keep the slide on so I can read this good. And once again, coming to you from the apartment here in the bedroom. And as you know, I'm now seated. I'm no longer on a step stool. See, the chair from the house. Okay, so let's get right into it. Starting off with Toronto at the Rangers. Entering the matchup, Toronto was 14-6-5 and 33 points. The Rangers were 19-6-1 39 points. I went with the Rangers, and at the end of 60 minutes, the Rangers lose to hold on here. All right. And after 60 minutes, the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the New York Rangers by a score of 7-3. Shots on goal were 30 for the Leafs, 31 for the Rangers. The Leafs had 28 saves with the Rangers 23. Toronto was 1 for 3 on the power play with the New York Rangers 1 for 2 on the power play. Well, I got my first loss of the night, but I know I picked up at least one. But 35th point for Toronto as they move up. Next, Carolina at Ottawa. Entering this matchup, Carolina was 14-12-1 and 29 points. Ottawa was 11-11-0 and 22 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the Carolina Hurricanes beat the Ottawa Senators by a score of 4-1. Shots on goal were the Canes 28, the Sens 32 saves. The Canes had 31, the Sens 24. Carolina was 2 for 2 on the power play with Ottawa 0 for 1. 0 for 4 on the power play. Their first point for Carolina as they move up and higher in the Metropolitan Division. Next game, we had Arizona at Pittsburgh. And during the matchup, Arizona was 13, 12, and 2 and 28 points. Pittsburgh 11, 12, and 3 and 25 points at the end of 60 minutes. The Arizona Coyotes lose by a score of 4-3. Shots on goal: Pens 44, Coyotes 31. So Pittsburgh outshot the but the Coyotes big time. Saves: the Pens had 19, Coyotes 40, and both teams were 2 for 5 on the power play. Big 2 points for Pittsburgh as they now move to 27 and their record is now at 500. Next, my Blues, and it's Cancer Night. That's why you see me wearing the Cancer jersey, taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Entering this matchup, Detroit was 14, 9, and 4 and 32 points. The Blues were 13, 13, and 1 and 27 points. Folks, this was going back and forth. We had the lead going into the third, and somehow the Blues just flat out lost. Final score was 6-4. Blues now have lost 4 in a row. Shots on goal: the Red Wings 32, the Blues 37. The Red Wings had 33 saves with the Blues 26. The power play, Detroit was 1 for 5 with the Blues 0 for 3. Once again, 4th loss in a row for the Blues, and once again, also Craig Berube loses his job. I hope the players are happy. All right, next was Philadelphia at Nashville. Entering the matchup, Philadelphia was 15, 10, and 2 and 32 points. Nashville was 15, 13, and 0 and 30 points. This game had to go into extra period, and the final score was 3-2. Nashville. Shots on goal were the Preds. Let me grab a different color pencil for my else. Okay. Shots on goal: the Preds 22, the Flyers 39. The Preds had 37 saves with the Flyers 19. Nashville was over 3 on the power play with Philadelphia 0 for 4. Well, Philadelphia picks up their third OTL, gives them a point. They're now at 33. But Nashville picks up the important 2. They're just 1 point. They're just 1 point up. But also, the Preds are 16, 13, and 0 now. So anything can happen. But folks, it's a long season. Next, the Blackhawks at Edmonton. Entering the matchup, Chicago was 9, 17, and 1 and 19 points. Edmonton 12, 12, and 1 and 25 points. I went with Edmonton, and Edmonton wins by a score at the end of 30 minutes. The Edmonton Oilers win by a score of 4-1. Shots on goal were Oilers 29, the Blackhawks 23. The Oilers had 22 saves with the Hawks 25. Edmonton was 1 for 2 on the power play with Chicago 0 for 2 on the power play. So you don't think I'm cheating. See? I'm actually reading this off the sheet. So 27 point down for Edmonton, but Chicago, they're faltering. They are now got their 18th loss of the season. 18th loss. So, gotta wonder. The next coach being fired is probably Chicago. Next was Florida at Seattle. Entering the matchup, Florida was 17, 8, and 2 and 36 points. Seattle 8, 14, and 7 and 23 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the Kraken shut out. Florida. The Kraken shut out the Panthers 4-0. Basically shut out. Shots on goal were the Kraken 23, Panthers 24. Panthers stopped all 24 shots, so 24 saves. The Panthers 19. Seattle was 0 for 1 on the power play with Florida 0 for 3 on the power play. Ninth win now for the Kraken. They're inching up there, 25 points, but we'll see what can happen. Next was Tampa Bay at Vancouver. Entering this matchup, Tampa was 13, 11, and 5 and 31 points. Vancouver 18, 9, and 1 and 37 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Vancouver Canucks beat the Tampa Bay Lightning by a score of 4-1. Shots on goal, the Canucks 22, Lightning 29. The Canucks had 28 saves with the Lightning 18. Vancouver was 1 for 2 on the power play with Tampa Bay 0 for 3 on the power play. 19th win for Vancouver, and they're doing good. They're advancing in the Pacific Division, but folks, it's a long season. Anything can happen. Next, Calgary at Vegas. Entering this matchup, Calgary was 11, 14, and 3 and 25 points. Vegas was 19, 5 and 5 and 43 points. This game had to go to an extra period, and the Vegas Golden Knights beat the Calgary Flames by a score of 5-4. Shots on goal, the Golden Knights 39, Flames 31. The Knights had 27 saves with the Flames 34. The Vegas was 2 for 4 on the power play with Calgary 0 for 2 on the power play. Well, Calgary does pick up a point. They're 4 for OTL, but the Knights get their 20th win of the season, puts them at 45 points for the year. First place in the Pacific Division, folks. And finally, Winnipeg at San Jose. Winnipeg going into this matchup was 16, 8, and 2 and 34 points. San Jose was 8, 17, and 3 and 19 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the San Jose Sharks. Yeah, believe it or not, the Sharks win by a score of 2-1. Shots on goal, 32 for the Sharks, 37 for the Jets. Sharks had 36 saves with the Jets 30, and San Jose was 1 for 3 on the power play with Winnipeg over 5 on the power play. Ninth win for San Jose. They did great, and I'll be more proud of them. I'm glad that they beat the Jets, and I predicted that. So tonight, I got 6 wins, 1, 2, 3 loss, and 1 OTL. So 6, 3, and 1, not bad tonight. So hopefully you guys did good. Maybe you might did better. You might went against my picks. You might not have. But hey, it's just my picks. But once again, you can go with my picks if you want. Who I think will win and stuff. And that'll have to do it for tonight, folks. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. And folks, if you've got any questions, put them in the comments. And much more. And as always, please stay safe. Take care. Remember the Lord's watching, and I'll see you guys later for today's pregame report for today's games. Until then, I'm Dirk. Peace.